Hello everyone, my name is Ruxana and I'll be teaching you biology. So before starting the biology and what is biology and what are the branches of biology, I'd like to give a small introduction about the related concept. So we are in the universe, which is a vast or big space or big place. It has number of countless stars and billions of galaxies and all. In such a vast species or in such a vast place, a small and precious and amazing place is there, which is called as Earth. Earth, it got a number of living species or living organisms. The earth is teeming with the life. So, what is life? When did the life start on the earth? How the living organisms are related with one another? How the life got started? And why the human beings are so precious, very important on the earth, and what is DNA and what is the biochemistry of life. You will be knowing, you will be learning all these concepts in this year. With this, we'll start with a small concept known as a cell. Cell means what, where it will be. For this, I would like you to imagine a tree in a jungle. Just imagine yourself, a tree in the jungle, a fish in the water, a bird in the sky, and a worm in the soil, with that tiger in the jungle. So what are these? These are all the living organisms made of the cell. So the cell is the fundamental unit of living organisms. If the living organism, what is living organism? Living organism is that which have a life in it. How do we define whether the living organism is having life or not, whether it is growing or not, whether it is breathing or not? On that basis we are going to define, yes, the living organism, the organism having life or not. So as I told you, we are going to describe a small concept named as a cell. So cell, what is cell? A fundamental unit of life, a fundamental unit of living organism. In the living organism, in a living organism, it is composed. The living organism is composed of number of cells. It has number of cells, but few living organisms are there. They are made of only one cell. Those organisms are known as unicellular organisms. How they live? By having only one cell in it. No doubt that cell will be performing all the functions, all the metabolic activity, unlike the multicellular organisms. The example for unicellular organism is like amoeba, bacteria, paramecium, number of organisms we can give. The example for unicellular organism. Just remember, unicellular organisms are the organisms having only one cell in it. That cell will be dealing with all the activities, metabolic activities. With this, we'll move on to the next, multicellular organisms. The multicellular organisms, the name itself saying multicellular, number of cells in it. What is the difference between, why? If the organisms are dealing with one cell, they are living their life, why? In the multicellular organism, what is the necessity of having number of cells in some organisms, multicellular organisms. Yes, for the multicellular organisms, the example is, perfect example is we people. Human being is an example for multicellular organisms. The multicellular organisms, it have, for example, as I told you, human beings, we have number of organs like heart we have, kidney we have, respiratory system we have, excretory system we have, and circulatory system, nervous system, brain, everything, and bones, fluid connective tissue, hard connective tissue, number of cells, number of tissues, number of things we have, which is packed inside the body, which is packed in our body. And each organ, I'd like to tell you, those organs are also made of the cells. So, what we are going to learn? Yes, the cell is the fundamental unit of life. It is dealing inside the living organism. Number of activities are going, or it is taking place inside the living organism. Not only in unicellular organisms, yes, in multicellular organisms also, being number of cells, various shapes, various performing various functions, it is a fundamental unit. And I'd like to give one more definition for the cell. The cell, not only it is a fundamental unit, it is a structural and functional unit of a life or living organism. And with this, I'd like to tell you the discovery of the cell. Who discovered this? The cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665 on the basis of by taking an old microscope. He researched the cell from the bark of the tree. You know very well what is bark of the tree. So he found out some network form shape or network shaped structure. It looks like a honeycomb like structure, and which is hexagonal in shape. He found out something in the bark of the tree. Then he named those as, or he researched on that network like structure. He named that as cell by using an old microscope. So what we have to do, if we want to observe the cell, if we want to study a cell, we need an instrument having the different magnitudes. By using that magnitude instrument, it is easily visible, or we can easily understand the shape or the structure of the cell. Remember, if we want to study the further organelles, the further things inside the cell, what is there inside the cell, we need some extra, some important and some the electron microscope like the instruments to study the organelles of the cell. So, as we took the name organelles, what is that organelle? What are cell organelles? Cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, and lysosomes. These are all the different organelles of cell packed inside the cell, and the cell is covered by a membrane, a plasma membrane you can call it as. So this membrane, based on the covering, how it get covered, the organelles, based on the covering, we can have, or we are going to study a different shape of the cell. So I would like to take one example of us, like human beings. In our body, we have number of different shapes of cell. For example, you know the fluid tissue or fluid connective tissue inside our body, what is that, which will be circulating from one place to other place? Yes, it is none other than blood. Blood is composed of number of elements. In that element, RBC is the main component or main element. What is the expansion of RBC? RBC's expansion is red blood cells, red blood corpuscles. So these red blood corpuscles, which is circulating from one part of the body to other part. What is the function of RBC? Function is it carries oxygen from one part to other part. Is that clear? So this RBC, what is our concept? We are learning the cell. In the cell, we came to know the discovery, who discovered this, the types of cells, unicellular and multicellular. Now we are in the shape of the cell. We are describing or we are learning the shape of the cell. To give a better example or to explain you in a better way, I have taken one example of human being. In our body, the blood is circulating from one place to other place, right? So in the blood, RBC is an element, a component which carry oxygen from one place to other place, right? So this RBC, have you seen the RBCs? These are spherical, round and concave in structure. So we got one shape here, right? And one more shape is, I think you might have understand the nervous system of our body. So nervous system, what it is made of? It is made of the nerves. The nerves, which is the main component or which is the main thing which is transporting the impulsion from one place to other place. How it is, how the neuron is long and branched. So neuron, we have one type of cell here and one more type of cell. So this is spherical and concave in shape, but it is a long and branched. Not only these two, we have a flattened structure or cells and pillar-like cells we have, and very small and circular shaped cells we have. Numerous shape of cells we have inside our body. Moving on with this, as I told you, the organelles, we were talking about the organelles, right? So I took one word like mitochondria. What actually it is? The mitochondria is powerhouse of cell. It is supplying or it is synthesizing the ATP, adenine triphosphate. Okay, so with this we'll have the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So what is prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell? Prokaryotic cell, one example for prokaryotic cell is bacteria, and one example for eukaryotic cell is again a human being or plant cell, etc. Okay, so the prokaryotic cell, it includes just a nucleoid in it, and the components or the organelles will not be similar to the eukaryotic cell. But the eukaryotic cell, it has number of organelles and a true nucleus. Yes, my concept is, my differentiation between prokaryotic and eukaryotic is, the prokaryotic cell, it has only nucleoid in it, a naked DNA. But in the eukaryotic cell, it has the true nucleus. True nucleus in sense, what is true nucleus? The nucleus, it is having a nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, and the nuclear pores and the DNAs. And so, before going to start take the DNA, I would like to tell the chromosomes. Okay, so after that DNA. Alright, so that is the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. After this, after the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, as I told you the shape of the cell, some organism, for example amoeba, it doesn't have its proper shape. It will be keep on changing its shape. By means of the pseudopodia, it will move, it will locate, or it will transport from one place to other place. Right. So with this, we'll move on to the one more interesting concept related to cell. The cell, a smallest cell, measures 0.1 to 0.5 millimeter, and a largest cell measures 130 mm to 170 mm. Can you give one example for largest cell, which is known as largest cell? An ostrich egg is considered as a largest cell, right? So, with this, we'll have few more concept, few more description related to cell. The cell, it has a fascinating character. Means what? It has not only the prokaryotic, not only the shape, not only the all those metabolic activities. It has one more fascinating character, which is known as regeneration capacity. Yes, it has the ability to regenerate. It can heal up. It can heal up itself because of the immunity power. Due to the immunity power, it has the ability to recover, to reform, to come to the reform of its original shape. That is nothing but, that feature is known as regeneration capacity, regeneration ability. So that is the fascinating feature of this cell. If we fall ill or if we fell down, our tissue, what will happen to our tissue? Our tissue, it will get damaged. After some time, if we see the same area, same place, the tissues or all the new cells or new tissues, it will cover up that damaged area. It means what? It has got healed up. It has got the regeneration capacity. Because of that regeneration, the area got filled with a new cells or new tissues. And with this, we have one more the concept. Like, for example, I am telling you, you might have seen so many buildings around you. Those buildings are made of what? Actually it is made of? It is made of a number of bricks. Likewise, the organisms, living organisms, these are also made of the number of cells, right? So these cells, it has undergone, or it will be keep on doing different functions, and based on the shape and based on the number, we are going to define, or we are going to differentiate the cell into 2 or 3 types. Maximum in the world, maximum of the shape of the cells will be round, spherical and long, elongated and cylindrical. In this year you will be learning the unit of cell, the unit of life. In that we are going to study, or you are going to study a complete detailed account on the cell. The first thing what you are going to study in the cell is the introduction, the types and the shapes and the organelles, how it get covered, how it transports from the things from one cell to other cell, how it allows the particles to flow from one cell to neighboring cell. And with this, how it divide, how one cell divide from one, that is known as cell division. That is mitosis and meiosis. We have two types of cell division. One is mitosis and one more is meiosis. So, with this, we'll have a small experiment. Yes, we are going to see in a practical way. We are going to observe through the microscope how the cell looks. So, in shortly, I'll show you how we can peel off the tissue or the living tissue, how we can observe the cell, how the cell looks. Before that, I'd like to tell one of in today's concept, in today's session, whatever I told about the cell, based on that session or based on this concept, in 2016 in the NEET exam, they asked one question like, which organelle is performing the powerhouse of cell? Yes, the answer is mitochondria. See how simple it is. By means or by studying these simple concepts, or I'm going to make the concepts in a simpler way so that you can solve the competitive and like NEET and CET type of questions. So it is very easy to concentrate or to study the biology. So biology, it is nothing but study of the living organisms. It consists of two branches, one is botany and one is zoology. The botany deals with the botany subject. The branch deals with the study of plants, and the zoology, it deals with the study of animals. Where the living or amoeba goes, so that is the one interesting concept. I'm going to teach you where the mycoplasma like organisms and where the viruses will go. So we all these will study in the next in the upcoming session. Yes, as I told you, we are going to observe a cell, right? So I have selected a fresh tissue, a fresh living material. It means I have taken a leaf, a part of leaf it is. From the lower part of this leaf, from lower epidermis of this leaf, I am going to peel a portion. Just I am going to peel a small portion. I am going to dip on the water, and the water is in a Petri plate. You can see that. So the next thing is, the next step is the cut part portion. I'm selecting, I'm taking out by using the forceps, and then placing the cover slip onto it, and the setup is ready now. We can't see the cells from the naked eyes. We need a magnified lens, the instrument that is known as microscope. Through the microscope, we can observe the cells. Only remember, only we can see the cells, the structure of cells, and we can't see, we can't observe the cell organelles. For that, we need an electron microscope. Okay, so yes, this is the microscope, and you are observing the cells through the microscope, and the cells are compactly arranged. Yes, that is the beautiful weave of the compactly arranged cells. So, yes, children, you can easily observe such a kind of experiment, such a concepts which is present in the biology, and I'm going to make it as simple as possible of all the biological concepts, all the biological methods which is present in the first PUC and second PUC. Thank you.